Look at this! Oh my god. I'm in love. So I had an urge for art supply shopping haul to find the strangest art supplies ever. I'm gonna shop on Taobao, which is Chinese Alibaba. Well, I've already put some in my shopping cart, and I got this watercolor brush, as well as a really interesting film-looking watercolor paper. But I'm gonna look for more. I'm really interested in those really tiny watercolor palettes. Oh wow, that's a nice color. Let's get a small one, and it comes with a box too. I'm hoping for a really interesting looking, container. What do they have for the other ones? Okay, that's a 3-color one apparently. And it's like a gate. Oh, so it's pouring outside, you can hear, so it's perfect time for indoor online shopping. I think you know what, I'm gonna get this one because this one looks like a metallic. Oh wait, yay, that's something I'm looking for. I got a watch which I can paint watercolor with. Yeah, that one looks the best. Okay, that's literally so many. I'm actually getting dizzy. Okay, I'm gonna shop for something else that's interesting, and I'll explain it in the video. And they are all arrived today, so let's get into it. It's all drawing materials. I think this one is the stickers, which I'm actually really excited about. I'm probably gonna do this first. And let's see this one. I need a Caesar. Oh, it's a mini baguette. It comes with the color as well. It's for your color swatch. And I think it's another watercolor tint. Yay, look at that. I'm really excited about it. And there's still so much to go. It's the fancy pen for watercolor. And a watch. A whole watch. But it's for watercolor, and those tiny places you can put watercolor in this tiny brush and the color palette, and I believe it's for the water, and it's gonna look like that when you put on your wrist, and now you can just draw it on your wrist. And those watercolor paper that I got, oh wait, there's still those pre-cut watercolor paper they've already cut for you for that watch, I believe. Let's try it. It fits in perfectly into that hole. It comes with the keychain rings that you can hook onto the plastic protector after you finish one of your drawing, and you can put in there. And I think that's more watercolor paper that I got. It's like those kind of thing, and I think you draw on this side, and after you're done with it, you just fold it, and it forms into this kind of window. And this one, oh, okay. That's the crayon that has all the different like rainbowish color in just one crayon. But it's kind of uniformed color scheme on each one. And yeah, that's the illustration of what you can achieve and how you do it. I'm excited for it. And the last one, I think, is the shiny markers. I've never been a fan of markers in my entire artist life, so I just want to try something different since I'm ordering all the fun things on Taobao. I believe that's everything I've ordered. And make sure you keep watching because I will review all of this and make it into all different kind of fun art pieces. And I will also put the products onto my Etsy shop so you can have access to buy it. And I do not sell prints. I only sell my original artwork on my Etsy shop. First thing we're gonna do is this sticker because I literally can't wait for it, and I've been looking forward to it for the whole week because the package actually arrived last week, and because I was editing for my last video, so I have to wait, and finally I can enjoy it because I see the TikTok and Instagram reels for those all the time. We do have a reference photo for how it should be done, but I don't think I'm gonna follow that reference photo completely because what's the fun of that? But as you can see, it's a bedroom scene. I'm not sure if I told you guys before, but I graduated from architecture school. It's kind of in my professional area doing those interior living space stuff. Oh, it's really hard without a twister. So it's kind of fun that they're using those axonometric point of view to do the stickers. Because I remember when I was a kid, like in primary school or something, we would buy a notebook, like they have blank pages, and we would just draw our dream room on it, and we will complete a whole flip book, and we will call it "This is our dream house." I think we put the big furnitures in first, right? It's actually not that easy to align everything, so you might see me struggle a bit. Now our room has a bed and a table. That's all we needed. And let's see. I'm thinking there might be an order to place all the stickers, but I'm just not gonna care that much. It says deadline, and if you can read it from the camera. So I guess it's meant for the home office. Yeah, it's a reminder of my everyday life. And it has everything I want in my life in this picture, and that's why I bought it in the first place, because of the painting easel and stuff. So we're gonna be realistic about this corner, okay? So first of all, we need a bucket with all my dirty brushes and just randomly spread out paint like that. We'll have more tubes of paint just on the ground. Yeah, just on the ground here. And of course, we're gonna have a stool. Actually, I'm not quite sure if they generated it from AI or something, because now I think about it, it does seem a bit like AI generated, because it's just a bit too much detail to be realistic. I'm not quite sure what that one is, but we're just gonna put it on the board here. We're gonna put our monitor on the desk, and of course we need a mouse pad. And we have a pen holder as well, which fits perfectly there. And we're gonna have some crumbled up paper just on the floor. Okay, that's the girls' room vibe. And we can move on to the little garden area. That's why I feel like maybe it's from AI, because it doesn't really make sense you have a garden there. And it's also too much detail, but wait, I just found something that fits perfectly there. Maybe that's the stair for the pets to go down, or is it the stair for the shelf? I think it's the stair for the shelf. And if you can see here, it has a sort of guideline slightly over there, so you can have a general idea what kind of thing you would put here. And we can put our main character on the couch. And even though our main character already wearing the slippers, somehow we still need another pair of slippers. And finally, the last piece. We have, looks like an iPad, and geez, she has a lot of iPad. A pop quiz. How many iPads does she have? 1, 2, 3. I got this frame from IKEA. I just want to see how it looks when it's framed. I think it's gonna look really cool as a room decor. I got this capsule toy, a cat. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Look.
And now it's the pros and cons time. So it was kind of fun to play with, and I know that it's a kind of vague boundary. Can you define it as art or can you define it as not? But I define it as art anyway because it's something that you actually enjoy in making, and I think it's really easy to handle for those people who aren't even artists or who can't draw or paint, or they have limited skills but they can still enjoy it and they can still enjoy the product. And it still has a degree of freedom in creating, like I didn't use a reference photo and you can do other things with it. And I think including the framing process and how you want to frame it is also the freedom of it. You can freely create. And of course this counts in that product. I feel like it was kind of tricky to stick all the objects to the exact spot accurately, especially at first try. But because it's easy to peel, I don't think it bothered me too much. And second one, probably the most important one, is I think it's AI made. I might be wrong, but it does seem to me like that because spatially it doesn't quite make sense, but visually, yeah, it's a pleasing looking thing at the end, at least in my opinion. And also, there's also limitations in creating for those who are artists, like those stickers, even though you can place it almost anywhere you want, but these guidelines and these shapes that doesn't fit to that area, that you have to put it in another certain spot. So there is a limitation of it. So let me know, what do you think?
Now I'm gonna try this watercolor that I've been wanting to try for ages since I ordered it. We're gonna unpack our new watercolor pen. Look how delicate the pen is. Like, have you seen a watercolor pen that can just be elegantly screwed on? And we're gonna start the first one. Okay, that's a really bright yellow, and I'm liking this pigmentation right now. And this is the second one, and so far so good. The pigmentation's really good, and I like the color accuracy from the solid watercolor to the swatch. And the third one. The fourth one is a bit of pinky rosy tone, which it looks really good. I think you can tell on the camera, and I can definitely tell in person. The color looks really pleasing and has this richness in it. Let's see how it goes if I blend it slightly with a bit more water. Okay, it has a really smooth transition, which is very ideal. And now it's the first one on the second row. Actually, I just remembered something. I don't know why I haven't, but I know all like the right terminology for each color in Chinese, but somehow I just never bothered to learn how to say it in English. So I think for this video, I'll put how this color is supposed to be said in English on the corner of the screen, just for you to understand it better and for me to actually push myself to learn. And actually, I'm gonna try one thing. I think you can put a cap slot there. Oh, you can screw it on so you don't lose the cap. It's perfect for someone like me who's really clumsy and losing everything everywhere. Like, so far, all the color amazingly blends so well, and I'm loving all the pigmentation of each color. I want to draw that pop, and I'm just waiting for that car to move away so I can get a view. And I can only join the car so I feel less awkward. So yeah, that's the view I want to draw. I'm gonna pick which one I want to use. I'm thinking this one.
For watercolor, clearly I'm drawing a miniature landscape. So I drove on site and I was too awkward to stand outside to draw and film. So I decided to draw inside my car. Just don't mind those backgrounds in the shot. The watercolor is very pastel looking and all of those colors are generally really light, which did cause a bit of problem for me in terms of the values. The first attempt turned out nicely. It almost looked like a filter on, like, you know, like the old Kodak Fujifilm like film cameras. Yeah, I'm definitely not imagining this just because of the design of the paper. Well, I decided I could do better on the second try, so I picked a window of a storefront. Because of the size, I couldn't get much detail on it, but at the end, both sides have an kind of unified vibe, a very light pastel looking, like film camera looking, you know, that, yeah.
Now that is finished, and look at that. One side, the other side. I want to pack this in the package and see how it looks.
The whole watercolor palette has a really good pigmentation and a really good variety of pastel colors, and it blends really well, but at the same times that I hope that it could have darker color. Just open up the options in terms of choosing values, and lots of those colors are in almost a similar value, which is hard for me to do a landscape or do the shadow or like just layering. And there's a lot of unusual color, such as the apple green, which kind of creates a problem when I'm doing landscape, because there's a particular time that you would want apple green, but when you're trying to paint a tree or a bush, you don't usually use apple green. Do you get what I mean?
Here's another watercolor that I did at home and I didn't film, but yeah, that's how it looks like the first side. That one is the second side. The second set of watercolor that I'm gonna test today is this little baguette. If you can't tell how little it is, I give you a comparison. If you guys have AirPods, it's literally almost half of the size of your AirPods. Before we take this out, we're gonna do the same thing as the first one. We're gonna swatch it. Let's pick which one do we want. I think I go with blue for this one.
And I proceeded to the second location. Wait, the second location? This one is harder, I have to say. The glittered ones barely had any pigmentations, and I only had the middle ones as an option to finish the most of the watercolor. I put the glittered color on the top, which unfortunately you can only see it under a certain angle of light.
If you can't see, I am using the glitter, but somehow it doesn't show up much. If you can see now, you can definitely see the glitter. So okay, that's what I've done with this watercolor set. And now we're gonna fold it.
And I would have to say all of them have good pigmentations, and the package is really creative and it's really small, pocket size. It can be a kitchen as well, and it even has a palette to mix all your color. I think the cons are the glittered ones aren't really showing much color without a certain light, and even though it's small, it's pocket size, well, you can market it as like a cute keychain miniature watercolor. I honestly don't know where I put it when I actually draw it on the site. Like, you still need to put it on the table. It doesn't really matter. Like, I don't, like, honestly, apart from the visual, like, oh, it's cute, but like practically the size doesn't really matter.
It actually only has the container. It doesn't really include the color in it. So I am gonna personally put some watercolor in and we will let it solidify for a bit and we will take this out for a field trip. And also, don't forget to fill the water bottle. Now it is fully ready to go.
Coming to our final boss, which I was so excited for this one. I was painting on the bench near the beach. The first problem I found was actually the lid where they designed for you to put the paper on. It doesn't really stand properly, so it's kind of a waste that I still had to put my finger behind it to hold it straight. And because of that, it makes the whole watch design like you can't really paint on your wrist properly because you kind of need to take it off so you have a hand to hold it properly so that the paper can stand. And it was kind of funny to use miniature brush to paint. Surprisingly, the brush isn't that bad at all. It blends everything properly and holds enough water. There's some greenery around the beach and a red house shade where you store things like surfboard on the corner, and the palette area where you can mix all the colors was so convenient and it's very easy to clean. Actually, I just used a wiper and it just all gone. And finally, I added some details. And the watch was the one that I felt most excited with. And it has a really creative design, and who would have thought you can put the whole watercolor set just on your wrist like that, and you can even wear art supplies now. Like, who would have thought it's like a new fashion trend? And it also has everything in one spot, but the lid doesn't really stand by its own, which is the huge problem that bothers me. You have to take it off and hold it with your hand like almost like any other stuff, and it wasn't that easy to fill the tiny holes in with color.
The fourth one is this set of glitter markers we're gonna try. I'm gonna unbox it first.
For the glitter markers, I decided to draw comic anime characters. So if you know me, I'm not a comic artist. I do realism, impressionism, and some kind of things that's traditional art related. So it's basically my first try, so please be nice to me. Firstly, I sketched out a whole figure using pencil so that I can have an outline to color them.
For the record, I never drew a comic-ish character before in my entire life, so
I also used those like a brush pen. Basically, it's an ink pen but with a brush tip to outline everything and all those shapes and shadows so I can fill it in with my glitter markers.
and we're gonna color it all in with our glitter markers.
And when I just started, I found a serious problem because the markers was so kind of watery and it just melts my paper. So when I try to blend it with multiple colors, multiple layers, my paper just gone, it just crumbles. I don't know how to describe it. It turns my paper into a paper fluff.
I'm not quite sure how do I deal with the skin color, but let's see. So far, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of ruined, but we never gave up. we're just gonna try this material and see how we're gonna go about it. Also, I'm curious if you are watching my video and you are by any chance draw comics, can you let me know, is there any technique that I could learn to improve it? Like anything, I would be really appreciative for it. Okay, that is my attempt using those glitter markers. If I point it to the sunlight, you can see the glitter on it. I'm pretty sure this kind of paper isn't really suitable for markers because you can see it on the face. It's actually not too bad to use. It's kind of fun because the effect of it. And I do think that there's some better thing I can do with those markers than this drawings. So I might try more on my own time and show you guys.
Even though I don't like using markers, but I have to say that the glittered markers were really fun to use and they all have really good pigmentation. It stimulates your brain to think a more creative way to use it. But I have to say it's a bit more watery than I thought. I don't know if all the markers like that. I feel like there's like alcohol markers that are better at blending and it dries quicker and it's easier for you to build on layers. But I assume this one is water-based or some sort because it really doesn't dry. It takes a really long time to dry, and when I try to blend it, as you can see, it just melts my paper down. So I don't know if it needs a specific or thicker paper. It's just not that easy for me to blend color.
The last thing I got is this crocodile crayons. It has those multicolor in just one crayon. We're gonna try it. This one is kind of expensive. It's probably imported from Japan and I bought it in China and China shipped it to Australia. So, but anyways, I'm excited to try it. Just don't know how to open it. Okay, I found it. So, okay, these are those triangular crayons and we got 5 of them. We're gonna try the color on this paper. The first one is yellow, and from this one you can't really see the other colors that's been blended in with this crayon, but you can see from the illustrations on the box. Apparently I can try that. Yeah, I'm not sure that's working. You can see a little bit orangey thing. That's from the crayon. We do that. Yeah, it's a lot of yellow and I like how bright the yellow is. Apparently we can spin. When you pressure it on a larger surface, you can see the orange and the yellow and a little bit of blank, and I assume that's from the white dots on this crayon. And we can try the second color. You can see the yellow, that's mostly just green, and this one is a bit like military themed. This one has a bit more, like you can slightly tell a little bit more varied color because how the brown contrast with the cream and like olive green. And the blue one, you can tell the neon yellow in it. Yeah, you can definitely tell more of a neon yellow. So as the earlier brown one, you can tell a bit of yellow mixed in the brown because of how much contrast the two color has. On the first two though, you can't really tell there's other color in it if you don't look really closely. But let's see how this pink one goes because so far it's my favorite one. Okay, that's a bit purple-ish. You can see the pink and blue in it, but when you blend in pink with blue, you get a bit of purple. You can clearly see the blue, pink, and a hint of purple in it.
And lastly, I want to try some Instagram looking food sketches like that.
The first thing we're gonna draw is this. And same as the earlier one, I'm just gonna outline all those shapes first.
So I sketched out some shapes for the food just like the previous one, and I can color it all in with my crayons.
Let's just use pen to quickly emphasize the shadow. I have to say it's kind of quite easy to do all those colors, and it's just almost like a stress-free, because you know that, okay, you not need to follow all those rules for the colors, because you can't really control it that much. And on the opposite way, it kind of frees you from like, I need to think about this color theory, that color theory, and how to make it looks good or realistic. You just literally don't care now. Like, I feel like it looks pretty good. It looks like it has its own style. I think I like how it turns out. It gives me a bit of nostalgic way of drawing using crayons. But tell me in the comment, how do you feel about those?
I have to say those crayons has a really creative design. It has all the values, like all different colors mixed in one chunk of crayon. It has a cute package and it's a good variety of color that you can choose from among those 5 crayons. But honestly, when I'm using it, I'm not quite sure what white parts in each of those crayons, what does it use for. Like, it's not really necessary in my opinion, and honestly it wasn't that comfortable to hold, and all the techniques that they show on the box isn't that really useful in my opinion, because it might be useful for like kindergarten or like marketing reason that, look, I designed a shape so particular that you can use it in 3 different ways, but in practice I didn't use it. I don't know. Maybe some of you used it and you can tell me that, no, I used it, it works perfectly fine, but it's just my opinion that I didn't use it and I don't think I will ever actually use it. So that's just my opinion. So throughout the video, I go to try a lot of fun art supplies. I think my personal favorite that I'm still using frequently is this set of watercolor. I made all those miniature landscapes and watercolor paintings, and I also used it on a usual scale of landscape that I've been drawing outside and just enjoy the color. And this one is my proudest creation. I'm also interested in trying more on the markers as well as the crayons, that I want to see what I can create in my free time as well. So make sure you follow my Instagram and TikTok, because I'll post almost daily on my Instagram to show what I paint today, and I'll also post on my TikTok just showing you guys some painting progress. So make sure you check out my social media accounts. Well, hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next week. But don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, so you can check out more of my upcoming videos. Make sure you comment down below that if you like this sort of series. If you want to keep watching, here's the video that algorithm thinks you might like, and I'm determined to push out more and better quality videos every other week. Bye!